Summertime, we went to a bunch of fairs, too. It's amazing how your perspective on fairs changes. Because as a kid, you're like, the fair, there's a fair. As an adult, you're like, that looks dangerous. Are they cooking in that truck? We used to go to the fair to see the biggest pig in the county. Now we go to the fair to be the biggest pig in the county. Some of that food at fairs, it's ridiculous. Deep fried Oreos, okay. Deep fried Twinkies, maybe. Deep fried butter, no. You know, occasionally you'll eat a stick of butter. What if we deep fried it? No. It's wrong. I mean, it's delicious. But it's wrong. There's no health inspector at the fair. That's why they can do that. Because everything at the fair is very temporary, meaning when the cops come, they can leave. And some of those rides don't look safe. I'll just let my kids go first. No sense in us all dying. But you never want to be judgmental at the fair. You're always like, you know what, I'm sure this ride's fine. You know, I'm sure the guy running the ride, he's probably a structural engineer. Right? We don't know. That's probably how he lost his arm. You know?
At WRJN Radio, hometown radio refreshed, Civic Media Station, 99.9 FM, 98.1 FM, and the legendary AM frequency of 1400. And don't forget, everything we do is podcast here. So you have both hours podcast. About 10 o'clock this morning, you can listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or WRJN.com, or the Civic Media app. Just type in Don Rosen Show. You'll see it. Because you're going to want to rehear this hour over and over again. Kelly Kruse is here, the executive director of the Downtown Racine Corporation. We had two ladies with great names this week. I had Angela Speed in the other day, and now we got Kelly Kruse.
Yeah, Angela's great.
Graham, put that microphone real close.
Okay,
I got to hear every word I don't want to miss a word here. That's a great name, Kelly Kruse.
Thank you.
Wow, in high school you must have been that. Hey, here comes Kelly Kruse, Tom Cruise's sister. Yeah. Well, you got that name, and now it's spelled differently than Tom Cruise, but it's still a great name. You know, when people say to me, is Don Rosen your real name? Would you make that up for radio? I say, this is the name you thought I made up for radio? What are you, crazy? This is not a name.
It's a great name.
But it's not a name you make up for radio.
What would be your radio name?
I don't know. It's always been Don.
DJ Don?
I used the name on my birth certificate. People from my old hometown still call me Donald. My brother and my sister-in-law still call me Donald. They say, Donald is, stop calling me Donald, all right? The duck is Donald. Okay, downtown Racine, I pass through every single morning on the way home, way into work this morning at 5 a.m. And now it's nice. I can see it because the sun is coming up. And I get that little peak of the lake right there, right by the Ram.
Yes.
And
Sam Johnson Parkway.
Yeah, I take a quick look to my left there before I, hit another car. Take a quick look to see the lake. And
did you notice all the new summer banners up? They're nice, bright orange. They say historic and hip downtown Racine.
Oh,
so
wow.
those just got put up on Monday this week or a couple days ago.
Got the Christmas tree down yet?
Oh, yeah. And we're getting ready to put up the big giant flower pot. I mean, everything is rumbling, ready to go.
I'm not kidding. There's a house on Lathrop. When I come in the morning, still has their Christmas tree up in the front, all lit up. It's all lit up every morning. And I
Today would be a good day to take it down. It's going to be nice out.
It's May. You could probably remove it now, but they don't. I think they leave it up year-round. There was a house opposite the Racine Theater Guild, too, used to leave up their decorations through the end of March. And they had, like, all these gnomes and everything, the Christmas stuff all over the lawn. And I said, do you need help taking it down? Are you an invalid? Maybe I can help you remove this stuff. Although it's kind of nice. And then they put it back up in July for Christmas in July.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay, so downtown Racine, I pass it every morning. I love going through downtown Racine. Then I pass it going home about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And you're in charge of it. You're in charge of making sure downtown Racine remains downtown Racine. It's an historic downtown because my wife and I looked through the history of Racine. And where we live on Main Street, our house wasn't there. It wasn't considered Racine at one time. Racine just moved up. They keep moving it up a few blocks in the 1800s. But downtown Racine was always there. And I have pictures of Haymarket Square, which is
Monument Square.
Monument Square. And you see the hay wagons out there, hence the name Haymarket Square. And you see people walking around with horses and donkeys and stuff. And it's hard to believe it's the same spot.
It is amazing. It's so nice that there's those Facebook groups, Racine History and Retro Racine, where you can really see all of these amazing pictures of downtown Racine from as old as the 1800s through to the 1920s, the 50s, 60s, the Majestic Theater. I mean, how everything has changed, but we do have some of the best architecture in the state, I would say.
Well, and here's something people don't know. We went on a tour. My wife actually went on this one. I didn't go with the Parade of Homes. They took you to one of the downtown buildings. And on top, it's like a paradise on top of some of these buildings.
It is.
You can't see it from the ground level. But it's you go upstairs on the top. It's like a penthouse suite out of Manhattan. There
are some really gorgeous top floors and a lot of Airbnbs that have been completely renovated. Gorgeous views. It's a whole other world, those second, third floors.
Yeah, and you go on the rooftop, and who knew? Because you can't see it from downtown. Yeah. And I said, wow, that's really nice. She showed me pictures of it. I didn't. She went on that. I went on the other Parade of Homes. She went on that one without me. I don't know why. I'm thinking, why didn't I go on that Parade of Homes? The other thing was when we have Carol Gianforte and Jim Messere in here, they're Racine historians. They put on these big shows over at the Golden Rondelle. And they'll do a lot of downtown shows.
Yes.
And you see downtown in the 50s and early 60s with these big vertical neon lights that you don't see anywhere anymore. They used to have these, even when I grew up, they had these big vertical signs in downtowns. They just don't do those big flashy signs anymore. They used to show, I used to love the street lights. They don't use them anymore either because they have mercury vapor lights now. But they used to have these street lights, really nice. They were like Art Deco almost. They hung over the streets and lit them up, but they weren't efficient, so all the cities got rid of those. But I used to love the pictures of those in downtown.
The 50s and 60s era with the Scoop the Loop theme. Yeah. In August, our first Friday is going to have another Scoop the Loop theme with a 50s, 60s car show, a band. It should be a lot of fun.
Now that you brought that up, first Fridays, did that kick in yet?
That starts this Friday.
Oh, okay.
Funny you should mention it.
No, funny you should mention it.
Yeah, we have a theme every first Fridays go from May through December. We actually just won first place on the state for the best retail event in the state for our first Fridays and our reinvigoration of them last year with new themes and just really putting out all the stops. This first Friday is called a Foodie First Friday, so we're really highlighting. Do you know that there's over 40 restaurants in downtown Racine?
I know some of them because I go to some of them. I didn't know there were 40 though.
Yes, I started counting, and I am just in awe. But pretty much, as you know, every international cuisine you could ask for. So we're really highlighting all of the food. There's obviously First Fridays is always free; it always will be. But there also is a ticketed portion of that event of this Friday called Feast on the Streets, where for one ticket price, you get to sample 10 different restaurants, which is pretty nice. And they're all different international flavors.
Is Chit Chat Pakistani? What nationality is that? Do you know?
Yeah, Pakistani.
Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where the Pakistani had the restaurant and Jerry told him to switch to Pakistani food and he went broke.
Oh, well, Chit Chat is always busy. It is so beloved.
They're always busy.
I know that. So that is one of the stops. So there's going to be Irish cuisine, Pakistani, desserts.
What's Irish? Ivanhoe?
Ivanhoe's,
Okay.
yeah, a bread bowl, like beef stew, Irish beef stew. I mean, can't go wrong trying 10 different restaurants in one day. They're all.
So get on the scale before you go, and then don't get on the scale till about a week later.
Exactly.
Because you'll say, whoa, where'd that come from? Well, this belt wasn't as tight when I started this thing today.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So First Fridays, now, for people that haven't done this before, the stores stay open late, so you can go into the stores. Everything's open late. And on the square, you have bands playing. It's like a million people mulling around.
It is.
And
It's very local. You tend to run into everyone you know.
Ex-wives, ex-girlfriends. You run into everybody.
I know. Yeah. It is fun. It's a great event.
It is.
It's just something to do without feeling like you're totally committed, because you can roam and you can do everything at your own pace. If you feel like retail shopping, you can. If you feel like watching live music, there's a plethora of that throughout the downtown on those First Fridays, or just walk around.
You know what? I get exercise. Now, we can walk downtown very easily. It's not easy. It's a walking, but it's healthy. And if it's a nice day, I don't mind doing it. And it's the walk home after you get done. You're tired. Oh man, call an Uber.
Yeah.
Wait, but we're not going 6 blocks. Call an Uber. But it is really nice, and we always have a good time. And let's talk about some of the other events. They have First Fridays, and that runs. It's the first Friday, obviously, May, first Friday, and it runs through.
All the way through December now. So May through December.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
So you got to wear a jacket then later on.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, it's very nice out there. Okay, so we're in the month of May. May 1st, we talked about Foodie First Fridays.
Yep.
That's coming up and Feast on the Streets. Then you got the Wine Walk coming up on the 4th.
Yeah, the 4th and the 11th, we have our annual spring wine walks. These are super popular. We've got over 30 businesses participating. So you walk around. Again, there's live music, sample wines, sample beers. There's food out at every location.
Uncorked.
Yes, Uncork supplies us all of the wine, which is great. And it's just a really good time. And it really supports the businesses. You can hop into some businesses that you maybe have never been to or haven't been to since probably holiday shopping, right? Because everyone's been at home.
Yeah. Hibernating,
Yes,
watching
so it's
streaming on TV.
Time to come out. It's also a great time for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is actually in 2 weeks. So I think,
yeah.
honestly, your mom wants to spend time with you more than any gift. So
That's what they say.
I think it's true.
I think it's true also. I'm only kidding. So the Wine Walk actually is 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
It's the 4th and the 11th of May. More coming up with Kelly Kruse from the DRC, the Downtown Racine Corporation at WRJN. Hometown Radio. Refreshed, a civic media station. 721 at WRJN. We have Kelly Kruse is here, Executive Director of the Downtown Racine Corporation. And you wanted to talk about the art. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we're really ramping up our public art. We're in our 21st year. We're one of the only downtowns in the nation that has been able to pull off a public art project consecutively because of our awesome community sponsors. But this year we are doing butterflies, and so it's going to be really fun. I think it's fun for kids, but it's also fun for the adults. And we've got 26, I'm talking amazing artists. We had so many.
Is this when you put them outside in front of the stores?
Exactly.
I have the lighthouse at my house.
Sure. Yeah, if we've done dogs, cats.
I bought the lighthouse. Yeah.
Lighthouses, bird baths, birds, benches, rocking chairs. Last year we did I Love Racine and the word love throughout downtown. We did bistro tables. But this year the butterfly wings are really great. They're metal. We actually partnered with Gateway Technical students, and they welded all the bases, their welding class. So that was really fun. And the artists are starting to submit their, in progress. But on the June 1st Fridays, we are going to be unveiling all of those. So June 7th, First Fridays, definitely mark your calendar.
I love those. I love when you drive by and you see them all. Mm-hmm. So we have the lighthouse. Ironically, it just happened to be the WRJN lighthouse that we sponsored. And get this, I'm in church a few weeks ago, and I'm introduced to this guy. He says, my daughter designed the lighthouse that you bought. And how many years ago was that? That's a long time ago. And I ran into this guy, and he says, yeah, it was the lighthouse we designed and built. You have it.
Yeah.
I said, how much do you want it back for? I bought it for $500. I'll give it to you for $10,000.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It gets hard to find something creative and new every year, going 21 years in a row, but we've never done butterflies, and kids love them.
The dog is in the building. One of the dogs is in that first in the main building on Main Street where BMO is.
Yeah.
It was in front of my optometrist's office up there. It's right by what's the broker up there? Can't think of his name. I can't think of it. I'm just Baird. It's right on his floor. There's a dog.
Yeah.
The dog. One of the dogs is
in
up
our
there.
office. If you ever walk by 425 Main, you'll see a cat, a dog, a canine. I Love Racine, a rocking chair. A lighthouse. We try to keep
you have a lighthouse?
Pieces. We do.
Okay.
We have pieces from. We try to start keeping pieces from past years now. We're still missing some. So if you're out there and you have an old public art piece that you just want to donate back to us, please do. We'd love to get that on display just to show how many years we've been doing this, and so that kids can see that it's been going on for so long.
Well, mine's in my living room, and it still works. You plug it in, and the light goes around like a lighthouse. Now, you have to know my wife collects everything lighthouse. One of those people. My sister-in-law is the same way. We have lighthouse pictures. We got lighthouse. Everything is lighthouse. The wallpaper in the kitchen's lighthouse. Everything's lighthouse. And so when this came along, we went to, I think it was Memorial Hall. They had the auction. And I said, how high do you want to go? And she said, until we buy it.
Oh, so she had it in mind.
We knew we were going to buy it. We didn't know which one because they were like a silent auction bid, and you write down the bid and you had to keep going around. And there was one woman there. I wanted to take her and choke her. She said, okay, she was on the phone. She said, we have one. We want to get one for each one of the rooms in the house. So we're going to get 6 of them. I said, you greedy person. Let somebody else get it.
Oh, wow.
So I made a deal with one of the people there that I wouldn't bid on hers if she didn't bid on mine. She bid on mine, and I didn't bid on hers.
She betrayed you.
She betrayed me. And I did my $500. I know it's going to a good cause. So, but I wanted to say, you rat. I'll give you remember, snitches have stitches and squealers get the mark across the, you rat. Anyway, so I got it. It's in my living room.
Okay, well.
You didn't know all this went on behind the scenes, did you?
No. I remember the year we did the police canines.
Okay.
And that was a pretty intense year of bidding. We had some people we even had some of the officers or the handlers that really wanted to bid on their own replica of their own dog. And so bidding got very intense. It was sort of fun to watch.
It's fun, though, when you get Now, after we got done, I had no way to get the lighthouse home because it's pretty big and it didn't fit in my car. Luckily, my son had a pickup truck. And I called him up and I said, could you drive it over? We got to take this thing home.
Yeah.
And so we did. And it was good. It was fun. Bidding on this stuff was exciting. And for years we've had that lighthouse in there, and it's got the little plaque on it that says it was WRJN's. That's just coincidence because we bid on whatever we can bid on to get a lighthouse. So there it is. And if WRJN wants it back, we'll negotiate. But they're not going to get. My wife wouldn't let me get rid of it. Okay, so and when does that kick in now? This is the first Friday.
The June 1st Friday is when we will unveil all of them throughout downtown. So that's June 7th.
And that's really fun. You walk through downtown. You see these are butterfly wings, huh?
Yes.
Are they attached to a
nice stand that Gateway students
okay.
made? Yeah, so you can take selfies in front of them, which is nice, as though you have the wings.
And then the auction comes at the end of the summer.
Yeah, and we do it as an online auction now.
Oh, okay.
It's a week-long online auction. So
you can't make deals with people like I did, and they betray you.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's get to on our list here. Oh, the Harbor Market. Oh, I love. That's where we met this guy who sells local honey at the Harbor Market. Now, year round, I buy the honey from him.
Oh, yeah. Now that you've found him.
Well, yeah, because I got to get to him year round. I mean, I can't just wait till May. So. Talk about the Harbor Market coming up.
Yeah, we're excited. This is our third year. So beginning at the end of May Thursday, May 30th. We're kicking that off again this year, and then it'll be every other week through the end of August. And we're bringing back the live music. We're bringing back the honey vendors. We're bringing back the food trucks, the prepackaged food. And then, as the season progresses, you'll get more and more produce, of course. So early in the season, you got strawberries and some, lettuces and things. But it's still just fun to go down there and peruse.
Well, my wife wants the local honey.
Okay.
And the honey you buy in the store isn't local. This one is made in Caledonia where the bees are.
Yes,
so
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, all right. All right, Kelly Kruse is here, Executive Director of the DRC, the Downtown Racine Corporation. We're talking about all the fun events coming up. We just got done with May. We didn't start with June yet. So keep it right here. 729 WRJN. Sunshine today with a high near 71 right now. Partly cloudy. We're in the mid-60s. A gorgeous morning. Keep it right here. Civic Media Radio. Hometown Radio. Refreshed.
The invisible plane, $2 billion for an invisible plane that you can see. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they just showed you an empty field and hey, everybody, it's the stealth bomber, Right, now I'm getting my money's worth. But they don't. They fly it over the Super Bowl, They're like, look, it's the stealth bomber. I'm like, not invisible. Turn it on. Yeah, we would think for $2 billion they could blink it one time for us. And then my friend tells me, no, it's invisible to radar. So we can bomb people as long as they're not looking up. Right. Which is tricky. I guess we go in first and throw out a bunch of quarters, and then running around. Yeah.
Well, it was a good song while it lasted. I know you don't like CDs anymore. But
see, this is why.
I got news for you. Computers fail, too.
Oh, never.
No, they work all the time. Kelly Kruse is here, Executive Director of the Downtown Racine Corporation. That was such a good song, too. And we'll try it again later. All right, we're talking about events happening downtown Racine. We talked about the month of May. Let's start June because the first Friday Summer Bash is here. Now, it's not summer yet, but it's close at that point. Let's talk about the Summer Bash.
Yeah, the Summer Bash. So that will be our next first Friday, but we're going to have a live DJ. We're going to give away hot dogs on Monument Square. Of course, they'll be selling ice cream and snow cones. There'll be a bags tournament on Monument Square.
And what's that?
What do other people call it? Bags?
cornhole.
Cornhole. I don't know. Maybe I called it the wrong thing. Cornhole tournament. So yeah, we're going to kick off the summer with, First Fridays. That's really when First Fridays gets really kicked off into high gear. Because we can utilize Monument Square. The weather's nicer. So that's the summer bash. And then the following day, we've got a really fun event. It's a mini golf crawl. Yes, mini golf. Mini golf in downtown Racine. So we've got 20 businesses participating. So you have to have a foursome. And you walk around downtown. You can do as many locations or all of them, or, you can just do 9 or 18. But all of the participating businesses have hand-built and created their own mini golf putt holes, and they are creative. So you actually go and mini golf throughout downtown. So it's funner than going to a mini golf park, and you're supporting businesses. You can take as long as you want at each stop. You can skip stops. You do it your way, but get your foursome together now.
I'll tell you something. The old windmill hole, everybody had trouble getting through the windmill when it, came down and blocked the ball.
That was always the last one, the 18th hole.
Not me. I didn't. I timed it perfectly to get through between the two things on the windmill, and I got through every time. I never missed. I grew up on putt-putt golf when I was a kid, and I never missed that windmill hole.
Oh, well,
so if I go on this thing, look out.
Okay. I mean, there are some really creative holes that are built. I mean, they're already working on their mini golf holes. So that's June 8th, and fun summer bash and mini golf and.
So with the Lighthouse Run, do you know the course this year? Do you know what it is?
They are actually starting by Festival Park this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's...
Because I know 5K events...
Exactly.
And that's in their name, 5K. So they're running it this year. Do you know if they're running down Main Street? You don't know yet?
I know they have to for the 10-mile portion because it's...
Well, they used to do it, and they went back to doing it. And what I do in front of my house is I set up a hose, like a little shower, a mist. I get a mister thing on there, and people come through and go through the mister.
Oh, trust me, as a runner, I've done it, and there has been some very hot lighthouse runs, and we love people like you because it gets hot.
And I only charge 25 cents to run through the mister. It's really a bargain when you think about it. There was a guy who used to run past my house. He had to be in his 80s, and he just had to be. And it put me to shame because I said, I can't run in this thing. And there's an 80-year-old guy going 10K past my house, and some of the, what's really great? When the race starts, all these fast people are coming by, and then the other people that are kind of moving fast. And then you got the walkers, then you got the people with the strollers pushing their kids. Toward the end, but you can almost, tell when the race is over. We see the stroller people.
Yes,
it's coming to the end.
It's such a good community event.
It is good.
It really is. I think it's going into its 19th year because next year will be its 20th year.
Now, next door neighbor does the water concession where she fills up the cups with water and hands them out. And some people don't want to say, hand it to them while they're running, and it spills all over the place. They don't want to stop for that. So that's the Lighthouse Run. That's coming up on the 15th of June this year, a Saturday, I assume. The Right in Wisconsin. What is that?
They actually ended up changing that.
Okay.
So we're going to
skip over that?
Yes.
Okay. We have music on the monument.
Yeah, this is when our live summer concert series kicks off in June as well. We've got well over, over about 30 bands booked over the summer. So every Friday and every Saturday from June till the end of August, come on down, and Monument Square will be hopping from 4:30 to 7 with different local live bands. And we love this. I mean, there's tables, so you can grab carryout and you can sit down and actually eat at the picnic tables. You can dance. There's a beer garden, so you can grab a beverage if you'd like and listen to live music or walk around downtown. There's just going to be so much to do. It's really going to be lively.
And of course you could run into people, friends and stuff you haven't seen in years, and people who owe you money.
Yeah. And our band lineup is really great. If you go to our social media page or our website, you'll be able to check out all the bands already. And
it's nice. It's right there on Monument Square. It's such an historic place. That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, when I first came here, there were big pools of water there, the water pools. And they redid Monument Square, got rid of them because they needed the room. I mean, you put events on, you need room. So they got rid of them. and they put in all the bricks and everything to make it nice. But when you think about all the people that have been there over the past 100 or so years, more than that, 1800, so maybe 150 years. I mean, even that monument that's there is historic. And those cannons, I mean, those are real cannons. They, obviously they're not loaded anymore. I know Kenosha wanted to get their hands on those cannons for their museum.
We're not giving them up.
I know they wouldn't give them up. Yeah.
No.
Then they were going to plan. I heard in Kenosha they were going to plan a nighttime raid to get. No, they didn't. But yeah, well, that stuff is real. It's so historic and
we're so lucky to have such a beautiful gathering space right centrally located in the heart of downtown. Right on the Main and 6th, overlooking the water.
Yeah.
It's a very walkable downtown. There's 4 parking ramps within a block of Monument Square. So parking is not an issue. I don't care what people say. There are plenty of parking ramps.
There are.
There are tons. And, just get outside this summer. We only get maybe 3-4 months of nice weather in Wisconsin. So as Wisconsinites, it is our duty to take advantage of it.
Now, here's something I love that I think is historic. And a lot of people know about it. A lot of people don't know about it. The Ram used to be a bank.
Of course, it was
and that's
robbed.
the bank John Dillinger robbed and took a hostage. Now, Tom Karko, who was our news director here, interviewed that hostage.
Oh, wow.
I don't think she's with us anymore. But he had her on the air, and she was the hostage that Dillinger took from that bank. So just to think about it, John Dillinger. Now, in the movie with Johnny Depp, they portrayed they had you hear it on the radio. John Dillinger robbed a bank in Racine, Wisconsin. Wow, great. I wish they'd play it up more with pictures of Dillinger and stuff. I mean, that's historic. And WRJN had studios in that building, too, at one time.
Oh, wow.
The rooms are still there where we used to broadcast before we had this building. And, yeah, so it's kind of historic for us. But John Dillinger, we should have a reenactment of that one day.
Yeah. Well, we are so lucky to have the Racine Art Museum centrally located in downtown Racine. A lot of people don't know, but it's the largest collection of craft art in North America.
Oh, wow.
So people come in buses just to view our Racine Art Museum. And I think it's one of those hidden gems that we forget that is right there, that we're so lucky to have it when we've got people traveling hours just to come and view it. And don't forget, on First Fridays, the Racine Art Museum has free admission.
Yes, and I know it's open on First Friday because I've roamed around the lobby and stuff. And is the whole building open or just the lobby? Yeah,
on First Fridays it's free admission, so you can tour the whole museum on all day on First Fridays.
All right, attention cheapskates. It is open
exactly.
for free admission.
We like to have free things to do in downtown Racine.
This has nothing to do with this. I was watching this video, and this woman was arrested for robbing a Dollar General store of $900 in merchandise. What did you... $900 from a dollar store? You must have had 12 shopping carts going out that door. I want to know what she got for $900 robbing a Dollar General in merchandise.
It wasn't
everything's
obvious.
Everything's $1. You put that 900 items in that card. Anyway, that was... I don't know why I brought that up, but I did. Also coming up is... the fashion show. Now, this is new to me.
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago, and we are bringing it back. It was a lot of fun. And it's not just fashion, but we actually incorporate over 10 different downtown businesses, everything from jewelry to clothing to catering, food. Any business that wants to participate will be down there showcasing their goods and services actually on a runway as a fashion show. So we're calling it a fashion show, but it's going to be highlighting all.
Where's the runway going to be?
Right on Monument Square.
Really? You're going to build a runway?
Yeah,
okay.
we have a stage that can be transformed.
Oh, that's right. You got the stage, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be transformed into a runway, and it's really cool to see. It is. It's to music. It's fun. It's lively. I'm telling you, come on down.
All right. It does sound like a lot of fun.
We like to do lots of different things, too,
Oh, I just hope you have nice weather for these events. I mean, you must really be sweating that out when you see the weather forecast. And
the biggest one that I sweat about is Party on the Pavement, because it's
a one-shot deal.
It is one shot, and there has been it makes or breaks that event. So
we broadcast from a lot of Party on the Pavements, but the very first one, and for people that don't know, they ripped up the entire street. The entire downtown street. They repaved it with concrete, brand new street. And the first thing they did for this brand new street, brand new road, the first thing they did was close it down to traffic. and open it up to people to walk. So cars, even though it was built for the first day, cars couldn't get on it. And we used to make fun of that, saying, what a great way to celebrate a new street, not letting anybody drive on it.
But what a beautiful tradition that was built. I mean, it is really something that we are so lucky that they built the foundations of Party on the Pavement and had that vision, because it has become such a great fall celebration.
I know. I just thought it was ironic that you built this brand new road and the first day cars couldn't drive on it.
That is true.
But yes, we used to broadcast in there all the time and always have a great time at Party on the Pavement. The food is great too. All these food vendors, there's games people can play.
There's 5 stages of live music,
you have
games,
rides. You have big carnival rides.
There's some. We've scaled that back a little.
Ever since the Ferris wheel got stuck?
There's been some insurance things that maybe came up.
Yeah, but you have the dunk tank, you have all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We have over 150 vendors, food trucks galore, live music galore, demonstrations, car shows. I mean,
I know.
It's everything.
You know, I wouldn't want to be in the dunk tank, but here's a tip. If you really want people to get up there, you have to really taunt them. Say, hey, fatso, get over here. Bet you can't pitch a ball. No wonder why your wife doesn't love you. Get over here. And you taunt them to go. Yeah. That's what I would do. Yeah, now, they don't do that. They're nicer than me. Okay, so we got that. Now, we're going to get into July in just a moment here, but we got the big Strike Up the 4th, which is the day before the 4th of July parade. Give us a preview of what that is.
Yeah, that is a big fundraiser. As you know, it's not of course, the parade is free and our fireworks are free for all of us to enjoy in the city of Racine. But the 4th Fest Committee does actually get all of those funds through generous sponsorships throughout the community and grants. So the Strike Up the 4th is the night before on Monument Square, live music, raffles. It's really just a pre-party to the next day's festivities, which who doesn't want to do that?
You're talking to me. I live on Main Street. Got the parade going past my house.
Let the party begin a day earlier and extend it a day later.
And we will be in the 4th of July parade this year, WRJN. Nice. We got it all set with the 4th Fest Committee. We're in, and this is the first time in years. Civic Media, they brought us back to get in that parade, and we're in it. So, and it's the biggest parade in the Midwest, and I love it. It goes right past my house. I thought I'd watch it from the picture window one year. It wasn't the same as being outside. All right, Kelly Kruse, Executive Director of the DRC Downtown Racine Corporation, is here, 749 at WRJN. Hometown Radio Refreshed, a Civic Media station. More to come. It's 7:51. Kelly Kruse is here from the Downtown Racine Corporation. I told you earlier during the Harbor Market event a few years ago, my wife bought local honey. She found this local honey vendor. And what I did was, I think it was at Christmas time, or it could have been for her birthday. I forget which one. But she wanted the jar of local honey. And so through a whole series of circumstances, I found the guy in Caledonia. I found him, and I met him there, and I bought the honey, and my wife knew about it. Now, how did she know about it? Because the doorbell camera caught me walking up the steps holding the jar of honey when I came home, and she saw it on there. Isn't that something? Not sneaky, technically, but sort of sneaky. So she just told me recently, she says, oh, by the way, I knew you bought it because you were holding it in your hand when you opened the door.
Got to think of these things now.
Now I know, but I didn't know then. All right, you told me something interesting here. the day trips. Talk about those. Those are really fascinating.
Yeah, so we've created some day trips. We've been working really hard behind the scenes on these because sometimes people, maybe you don't want to come down in big crowds. Maybe you have somebody in town on a random Wednesday or Thursday, or it's a beautiful day out on a Sunday and you want to do something. So we've got different day trips. They're sort of build your own, I guess you could say. And they've got all these great ideas. So the first one we have is called a History Buff Day Trip, and it shows you what's all available at the Heritage Museum, the architectural walking tours, the Underground Railroad, all different places that are really interesting if you love history. And then we also have one for the art lovers day trip. So it showcases all of the different places within downtown that you can do to look, view, create art, and then we have a kid-approved one. So if you got some kids, you need, what the heck can we do in downtown with kids? I'm telling you, this kid day trip has so many options that you may not have thought about in a while that you can do with kids. And then the recent one that we did, which has gone over very well, is a foodie day trip. So for those foodies,
all right, you got my attention.
We've got a vegetarian one and a carnivore one. So whether you like meat or don't, we've put together breakfast, lunch, and dinner options for each vegetarians and carnivores, actual menu items. So rather than just saying, hey, yeah, of course, go to Chit Chat because they've got great No, we've dug in, we've scoured the restaurants and found the best menu items for your ultimate foodie day trip. So
well, these are great. Whose idea was this? Is yours?
We've got a committees that we just been working on them. So we're going to keep unveiling some more. We've got some really cool ideas.
That is great. Just a quick review of what's coming up for May. You got the Foodie First Friday coming up. And that's on, that's this Friday.
A couple days away.
Oh, that's the first Friday. Okay, we got the first Friday coming up. We've got the Feast on the Streets.
That's this Friday as well. There are some tickets still available, so if you want to...
This is like 10 restaurants for the price of a ticket.
For $40, and you get 10 restaurants, yeah.
Oh, man. Then you got 2 weeks in a row for the Wine Walk. That's coming up Saturday, this Saturday, and then the following Saturday as well.
Yeah, so you have 2 different date options.
And what a great... a good friend of mine, him and his wife, is the one that started Uncorked. Tim Edis and his wife, Sherry Edis.
Yes.
I just had him on the air with me last week. We were talking. And they started Uncorked, and he said the owner who took over just did a wonderful job with the place.
Tony's great.
Tony,
yes,
that's his
been
name.
A wonderful addition. And Tim and Sherry were great. I remember when they were on 6th Street is where they started.
Yeah, they started on 6th Street, and they moved over to Main.
Yeah.
And he said this guy, Tony, just ran with it. And
he's done a really
built up a wonderful business. And a good friend of mine, Victoria, works there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and so...
they help out a lot with this.
Her and her sister, I think, work there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They've been there for years, so they know all the customers.
Yes.
And my wife needed something for a recipe, some exotic beer from a different country, and I called up. I said, you don't happen to have it, do you, Victoria? She said, yeah, we do. I said, oh, that's interesting.
That is cool.
They do. They don't just have wine. They have beers. They have everything. Yeah. And they have soft drinks too. Mm-hmm. So if somebody goes in there to get some wine, and you're, well, I don't like wine. Well,
and they have a wonderful upstairs location. So if you're
a banquet room.
A banquet room.
Yeah.
So if you want something intimate it's great.
Yeah. Okay, and then we've got the Racine Harbor Market, which I love going to.
I love this event. It's a great community event.
Well, my wife dragged me to the first one I went to. I didn't want to go. And then I just, I said, well, we're not going to leave yet, are we? I got, places to see and things to buy. And you don't think you're going to buy stuff, but then you see stuff and you say, oh, wow, I didn't know they sold it. It's like the local honey. She was shocked to find out they sold it right there.
You find stuff you didn't know you needed.
And people say, why do you want local honey? Supposedly, and I don't know, supposedly when it's local, it has immune factors in it. When you drink it, when you add the honey, it's because it is local. And the bees were local. And so it's got stuff in it that's healthier for you because it's in your local area.
Oh.
That's why people want local honey. They don't want the honey from California. Yeah. They want the Wisconsin honey. So where we buy it from, his daughter has all these honeybees, and she gets the honey. They jar it up and they sell it. And that's where we get it from. But we met him at the Harbor Market.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we needed it in December. Or September, wherever it was.
He sells them in very big jars.
Yes. We had a smaller jar, and he said, how big do you want it? I said, well, how big can you give me? He said, how about a 1 big pound or 3 pound jar, whatever it was. I got it. Whoa. But,
it lasts forever.
Yeah, and she uses it in tea and stuff, and she likes it.
Baking.
Yeah, and when I have a sore throat or something, and once every decade, I like to use it because I'm not a big tea drinker. But it's better than sugar.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, real healthy. Okay. Now, if people want to check these events out, I got it from your website. What's the website?
Yeah, so just go to racinedowntown.com or follow us on our social media. We are on every platform, and we make sure everything is up to date. We post regularly, so please follow us. And we really hope to see you downtown this summer. We are working hard to give you a reason to come down and really support these businesses.
Shut off the TV. Don't turn off the radio, but shut off the TV. Turn down your phones, get away from the computer, get some fresh air, take your kids out, because sitting in front of a computer all day and watching streaming services is not the way to live your life. Leaving the radio on is good, though. That's always good. Thank you for coming in. I'd love to see you in here. We talk on the phone, but I'd like to see you in here. That's nice.
I'll come in again.
And next time you'll be in our brand new studio.
Can't wait. Let's plan it.
State of the art. Space age.
Thank you so much, Don.
All right, I'm Don Rosen. Thanks. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6 a.m. Hope you can be here. We have 6th District Alderman Sandy Wagner's going to be here tomorrow, so that should be fun. Keep it in. WRJN, Hometown Radio Refreshed.